वेलकम फ्रेंड्स, आपका स्वागत है केपी एजुकेशनल क्लासेस में। आज हम बजट और कैश फ्लो पे प्रेजेंटेशन देखेंगे। अर्लियर प्रेजेंटेशन डॉक्यूमेंटेशन की थी, इसमें उसकी भी लिंक मैं इंक्लोज कर दूंगा दोस्तों। ये प्रेजेंटेशन की पीडीएफ और पीपीटी भी इस प्रेजेंटेशन के बॉटम में इंक्लोज कर दूंगा दोस्तों। व्हाट इज बजट? बजट इज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट टूल फॉर प्रॉफिट प्लानिंग. A sum of money allocated for particular purpose. A sum of intended expenditure with a proposal how to meet them. Why budget is necessary? Budget is a part of business plan and can be very important part for success of a company. Budget, cost estimation, budgeting, cost control sometimes are thought to be an exclusive concern of planner and accountant, but in projects they should be able to concern everyone. Project participants who best understand execution, engineers, system specialists, other who are closest to the source of cost should be involved in the estimation and budgeting process. Implementation of budget is possible only if ownership percolates till down. Project manager oversees the cost estimate and budgeting process through, often with the assistance of staff team. Technical projects have cost engineer or someone able to track and assess both technical and financial aspects of the project. Cost estimating. After receipt of LOI, a pre-start estimate will prepared by the site team. Based on estimate, the MIS team at corporate office will rework out and estimate total cost of the project. Budget and estimate are similar in both state the cost of doing something. The difference is that estimate comes first and is the basis for the budget. An estimate may have to be refined many times, but once approved, it becomes a budget. Organization and work unit are they committed to performing work according to budget. It is agreed upon contracted amount of what work should be cost and the baseline against which expenditure will be compared for tracking and control process. Project budget and fiscal operating budget are similar. The difference is that the performer cover the life of project, the latter only a year at a time. Benefits of budgeting. Compel manager to a plan. Promotes coordination and communication. Helps manager evaluate performance. Motivates employees to achieve company's goal. Detailed work program of the project to be prepared by bar chart, and the program should be stretch one but adequately detailed with a sound base. Continual improvement should be the theme of the program. However, program should be indicated like shortfall in the event of failure of assumptions. This budget will be independently evaluated, redefined by BU heads, project coordinator and his team. The program is to be discussed and finalized by the planning engineer with the full involvement of all section in charge and project manager. Assumptions consider release of drawing, finalization of design and approval, release of work front, mobilization of major equipment. All critical assumptions, the non-achievement of which may impact the whole budget, should be highlighted with a special covering note by project manager. Time cycle for cyclic nature activity. Achieve versus project for balance work. Production achieved for major activities. Achieve versus projected for balance work. Support required from head office department wise. The list BOQ. The list of BOQ should be brief and concise. Major BOQ items which are part of the same cost code, example concrete, and aggregating to 80 to 90% of work value should be indicated item wise. Balance 10 to 20% of work value should be clubbed under miscellaneous head. Site has to keep track of miscellaneous group items by monitoring each item. The report to the progress of miscellaneous group items should be produced as per the requirement. Based on the work program, monthly targets should be derived. Out of scope work OOSW should be indicated separately so as in the formats. These are the extra items which are executed as per instruction of the client, which does not form the part of the original scope of project. Escalation of price variation working. Escalation working should be in the form of total job, JTD plus balance, latest indices to be considered and month of indices to be mentioned. Provisional indices, if considered, should be highlighted. Cost budget. Abstract sheet of planned revenues, that is income and expenses. JTD cost should be in with a cost book in financial accounts. Income with WIP, work in progress. Certified turnover JTD, uncertified turnover JTD. Deferment of installation cost. As the major installation cost is incurred in the initial period of the project, the NBTR WIP concept has been introduced to give the right base to compare our margin from operation. NBTR WIP sample working. Total turnover, that is BOQ plus escalation, 2400 lakhs. Total turnover executed JTD 400 lakhs. Installation cost for total project 300 lakhs. Installation cost incurred JTD 250 lakhs. Now NBTR WIP is equal to JTD installation cost incurred minus total installation cost divided by total turnover into JTD turnover, that is 250 minus in bracket 300 divided by 2400 multiplied by 400, that is 200 lakhs. Site WIP. Work done billable but not billed. Cut and bend bars at site at BOQ rate. Full length bars laying at yard issued from store less wastage. Site level profit is equal to income with WIP minus total cost including internal hire and finance cost. Impact of price is this is the format for impact of the price will be filled accordingly at site. Materials. Monthly material cost. Abstract sheet of month-wise cost of materials required based on turnover sheet. Backup sheet, month-wise quantity of material required based on turnover sheet. This sheet shall form basis of procurement of HO control material. Working details of major construction material. Approved mixed design JMF should be considered for calculating of material required for balance work. Wastage considered should be supported with JTG reconciliation statement. Material price should be considered as per the guidelines given in the VAT calculation sheet. Mixed design JMF considered authenticated by head office QA/QC department. Unit material price considered authenticated by head office department. Subcontractor cost. Subcontractor PRW labor supply. A pro mixed design JMF should be considered for calculating the material abstract sheet of subcontract PRW labor supply cost month-wise. Backup sheet monthly BOQ item as per turnover statement. Non-BOQ item requiring support from subcontractor PRW labor supply arrive on monthly cost. Arrive at monthly cost. Working details of subcontract cost. Working details of subcontract cost PRW labor supply. For the major items aggregating to the 80 to 90% of subcontract PRW labor supply, the details of quantity, rate and amount should be given. Balance item should be clubbed under head of miscellaneous items and only the amount should be given. Approved or existing rate to be considered. New rate to be supported by rate analysis. Plant and machinery cost. Abstract sheet of plant and machinery cost month-wise. Backup sheet of turnover and statement and non-BOQ items arriving at monthly cost. Production related P&M plant and machinery working. Production per hour should be supported with time cycle on machinery output. Diesel norms should be authenticated by CPE, Central Planning Equipment Department. Spare norms should be authenticated by CPE. General plant and machinery working. Plant and machinery required for supporting the establishment. Example, DG for office and camp, light vehicle for site movement of personals, etc. Equipments specifying the purpose of deployment should be indicated precisely. Duration must be conjunction with the program. Internal and external hire charges. In order to get correct idea of the site with reference to equipment deployed, it is now decided to include internal hire charges in the cost of the plant and equipment provided by head office. Commissioning and releasing date should be mentioned. Duration must be in conjunction with the work program. Internal hire charges should be at charge of 2.35% of investment as per month. That is, this 2.35% is the means total cost for the machineries to be. This does not include regular repairs and maintenance and minor overhauls. External hire equipment details to be given. Installation cost. What are the factors are considered in installation cost? Breakdown of installation cost incurred till date under various heads as indicated format. Installation cost to be incurred for balance work should be substantiated with the work program. Installation cost is to be worked out on the basis of estimation and installation drawing. Under each item of detailed breakup of cost which constitute 80 to 90% of the overall cost should be given. Allocable cost, deferrable expenses. Abstract sheet of allocable or deferrable expenses month-wise. The cost is basically divided into two parts. First part of shuttering, staging and sheet pile etc. Doka shutters. And second part is expenditure, capital expenditure. Allocable deferrable expenses. This cost is to be tracked separately for transfer of from one site to other and new purchases. For project specified shuttering such as a steel framework of special shape, steel liners, plywood, etc., entire cost to be charged off to the project and only scrap value is to be considered in other income. For doka, sheet pile and others understand form work and staging material which can be repeatedly used for project to project 25% of purchase value per annum and quarterly should be charged cost per new purchase or fabrication done at site. For the material transfer from other side 25% per annum of the original cost incur elsewhere in other project to be charged quarterly. The period to be reckoned will be form of time of purchase, receipt of material up to date, which item to be declared surplus and taken out of site. Capital expenditure. These are the expenses of items fabricated, manufactured at site, which are reusable in the projects such as launching truss, EOT, barges, and capital repairs carried out at site and approved by CPE. For such item, if entire amount of capitalization, then initial hire charges are to be considered in the plant and machinery cost. Working details with deferrable expenses. Detailed requirement of shuttering and staging material based on work program, JTD and balance. The detailed deferment and scrap value, JTD and balance for the job. Manpower cost. Abstract sheet of manpower cost month-wise. The cost to be bifurcated separately under heads of salary and wages. Salaries compromises management salary, non-management salary of supervisory and staff. Wages compromises salaries of operator, helper, machinery and electrician. We have done away with the breakup of salary individual wise. Manpower cost. The details of group based on cost wise management, non-management, supervisory and staff, operator, helper, mechanics, welders, electrician, etc. under different category such as HO monthly, contractual, HO enlisted, local monthly, local daily. Manpower cost authenticated by head office HR department. Other cost. Other cost in the form other cost month wise. Other cost covers equipment transported to the site, traveling charges, uncovered escalation, business expenses, work contract tax, labor cess, union charges for unloading, insurance. Running cost. Running cost, periodically expenses or regular expenses are working out on basis of the project estimation and trends of cost for the last 3 months. Printing and stationery, postage and telegram and telefax courier, water for drinking, telephone for office, landline, residence mobile, electricity bill, car hire charges, lodging, boarding, trips for foreign, trip to HO, medical expenses, ambulance hire charges, staff welfare expenses, office lunch, house rent, guest house rent, computer maintenance, messenger from site maintenance account, travel expenses, petrol and oil duplicate, newspaper periodically, cleaning of sewage septic tank, puja expenses and sundry expenses. Working details of other cost. Other cost detail of only major items such as royalties, insurance guarantees and interest etc. Finance cost apart from BG charges, bank charges, interest on advances from client, the interest of funding from corporate office is also included. Other cost authenticated by HO finance department. थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग. नेक्स्ट पार्ट कैश फ्लो फ्रेंड्स इसके बाद में अपलोड करने वाला हूं दोस्तों. प्लीज़ शेयर करिए, लाइक करिए, कमेंट्स करिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए दोस्तों. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग.